Hello, my name is Somi, and I want to share a story that Pascal and I lived through on my 18th birthday, a story that still makes my heart race whenever I think about it. Growing up in Lagos, my parents were always busy and money was tight. I didn't get many opportunities to travel. Ever since I was little, I had dreamed of exploring old mysterious places, full of secrets and whispers of the past. Places where adventure and danger mixed. A week after my 18th birthday, Pascal, whose parents were well off, surprised me with a trip to a historic mansion on the outskirts of Lagos, a sprawling property full of winding staircases, secret corridors, and local legends whispered about for decades. He had booked it privately, thinking it would be an unforgettable adventure. What we didn't know was that Pablo, a man obsessed with me since high school, had discovered our plans weeks before. He had paid one of our former classmates, someone still loyal to him, to lead the details of the trip, including the mansion and our dates there. Pablo, once my senior in school, had spent years trying to get close to me, and when I had rejected him repeatedly, he became bitter. With that information, Pablo applied as a worker at the mansion, posing as one of the staff assigned to help us during our stay. He had planned to ambush Pascal and me, hoping to isolate us in the mansion and force me to choose him in the way he imagined. We arrived at the mansion in the late afternoon, awed by its towering walls, ornate windows, and labyrinthine corridors. Pascal and I explored the main floors, holding hands, hearts racing, discovering hidden staircases and dusty libraries stacked with centuries-old books. By evening, we decided to explore the clock tower, said to have a balcony with a breathtaking view of Lagos at night. The spiral stairs creaked under our feet as the mansion grew silent, shadows stretching along the corridors. It was at the top of the tower that I saw him. Pablo, he had blended in as staff earlier, but now his obsession was clear. His gaze was fixed on me and a cold smile spread across his face. By the time we reached the clock tower, Pablo was already on edge. He had been watching us closely all evening, posing as staff earlier to learn our movements. When he appeared, his obsession was terrifyingly obvious. "Somi, you haven't forgotten me, have you?" he whispered, stepping closer. I realized immediately that Pascal alone could not handle him. I whispered, "Go now, Pascal, find help. I'll keep him busy." Pascal hesitated, fear and concern written all over his face. "Are you sure?" "Yes. Trust me," I said firmly. He reluctantly slipped down the spiral staircase to look for a safe exit and tried to alert the mansion guards. I stayed with Pablo, keeping him talking, buying time. "Look around you," I said, gesturing toward the Lagos skyline, the moonlight glinting off the distant streets. "This obsession is consuming you. You don't need to do this." He paused, confused, and that hesitation was enough. I slowly led him along the balcony and down a narrow, dimly lit corridor, pretending to be cornered while actually moving towards the garden side exit. As we walked, I dropped my scarf and a shoe along the corridor, making it look like I had slipped or been chased, creating a trail that Pascal could follow if he needed to track me. Time slipped past midnight and my parents were frantically calling the mansion, worried sick. My mother's voice shook in every voicemail. My father was pacing, furious and panicked. We had been trapped in this maze of hallways and staircases for hours. Eventually, I saw Pascal from the balcony. I stood with Pablo. I signaled Pascal from the corner of my eye. He had found the side exit, leading to the gardens. I saw a rusted iron rail from the balcony. I immediately pushed Pablo on it and ran downstairs using my trail of cloth as guidance, and eventually we met briefly behind a thick hedge. "We need to move now," I whispered. Finally, we reached the side exit into the gardens. Moonlight lit up the winding paths. As we ran toward the mansion's main gate, I tripped on gravel and twisted my ankle on a sharp stone, cutting the sole of my foot. Pain shot up my leg, but I couldn't stop. Pascal helped me limp, supporting my weight. We burst through the gates just as the mansion's guards woke, shouting. Pascal waved frantically, explaining the danger. The guards helped us into a car, and finally, we were safe. Police arrived shortly after and arrested Pablo. He had been employed as staff for months, watching our every move, planning his attack meticulously. My parents were relieved but terrified, and I received medical attention for the cuts and bruises on my feet caused during our escape. We got engaged, bought a house, and started our life together. And as the seasons turned, our little home on the hill filled with the quiet hum of normalcy. The creak of the porch swing, the scent of coffee in the mornings, Pascal humming off-key in the shower, it all wrapped around me like a quilt. But sometimes at 3 a.m., I would wake up gasping. The memory didn't fade, it sharpened. I would feel the nice cool tip again, hear the intruder's breath hitch when he realized we weren't alone. Pascal would stare, pull me close, murmur, "He didn't win, Somi." He didn't. We installed locks that needed 2 keys, a camera over the porch. Even then, I kept a kitchen knife under my pillow. Not for sure, Pascal never commented, he just started sleeping lighter too. Pascal and I eventually recovered from the trauma, and every anniversary, we revisit the cellar not for pain, but for proof. The bloodstains are gone, scrubbed raw, but we still toast to that night. Though I still remember the terror of that night, I also remember the lessons, courage, quick thinking, and trusting your instincts can save your life when obsession and danger are lurking.